Thank you, audiences. It was really interesting to know that CSIR, under the leadership of Dr. Mande, is going to take a lot of initiative in favor of women to encourage them in science. And really, I feel so proud that, today we had Dr. Mande with us. And going ahead with this program, we have our next speaker of the day, Professor Dr. Andrea Camargo from Brazil. And I met Dr. Andrea just before this lockdown during one of the World Forum for Women in Science, and there I heard she talking on a very prestigious fellowship, that is Alexander von Humboldt. And then I felt that it's really, of course she presented it so well. And Dr. Andrea de Camargo, I'm really thankful for accepting our invitation and being here today and sharing your own experiences and the opportunities that you are experiencing with all of us. So Andrea is associate professor at São Carlos Physics Institute of the University of São Paulo, Brazil. She's a fellow of the Alexander von Humboldt Foundation, one of the very prestigious foundation in the world, at Münster, Germany. She's also the winner of L'Oreal UNESCO Award for Women in Science in the year 2008. She's an affiliate member of Brazilian Academy of Sciences. We had yesterday director of Brazilian Academy of Sciences. She's a scientific director of Brazilian Materials Research Society, and she's also a scientific ambassador of Alexander von Humboldt Foundation. So, and in addition to that, she is doing excellent in her own area of research, and she has multiple number of research publication in journals of high repute and standards, and additionally she is actively involved in social aspects encouraging women scientists in STEM. So with this, I once again thank you, Dr. Andrea, for accepting our invitation, and over to you, dear.
Thank you very much, Aline. It's really a pleasure to be here and to have this opportunity to contribute a little bit to this forum. I have to say I was very much inspired by the last two talks. So I hope my talk is going to be motivating for you guys too. The content is a little bit different than what has been said so far. So let me share my screen with you here.
Just make it F5 in the presentation. Yes, perfect.
Is it okay? Everybody
Yes.
sees it?
Yes.
Very good. So as it was mentioned, I am currently an associate professor of the University of São Paulo in Brazil. But recently I have been appointed ambassador scientist for the Alexander von Humboldt Foundation. So my job is to divulge the programs. And although I am mostly working in Brazil as an ambassador scientist, I think I have some things to say that might interest you with regards to valuable opportunities to pursue truly international top quality scientific careers through the opportunities that the Alexander von Humboldt Foundation can give you. So for those of you who are not so familiar, Alexander von Humboldt was a discoverer, a universal scholar, a cosmopolitan, and above all, a patron of excellent scientific talent. And the foundation that takes his name was founded in 1953 by the Federal Republic of Germany. And of course, in the spirit of its patron, it fosters an international network of scientific cooperation and trust. So the foundation promotes sponsorships for outstanding researchers from Germany and from abroad. Sponsorship decisions are based on the sole criteria of applicants' achievements and qualifications, and there are no quotas, neither for countries nor for disciplines. The foundation believes that even in times of increasing teamwork, the ability of the individual is the crucial factor for the academic success, And therefore, the foundation is proud to emphasize that it sponsors people, not projects. So they're really looking into the quality and potential of people. Of course, the projects are important. They have to be interesting. They have to be relevant. But the main focus is really the person. Given in that sense, as much freedom as possible to carry out their research projects in whatever host institution where they can find a suitable host. It's very important for Humboldt Foundation to foster equal opportunities for female academics. So I would like to call special attention of because I thought I would be punished for being pregnant and not being so welcome like this. So basically they wrote me that, and then they said, congratulations again, we're looking forward to welcoming you and the baby in Germany. So I think that's a nice story that I like to share with people, because I really believe that this fellowship was really a hallmark in my scientific career. So the foundation's planned budget for 2020 is approximately 145.5 million euros, of which approximately 96% are financed by the federal fund for the environment, nature conservation and nuclear safety, and 0.2% by the European Union. So the remaining 4% are provided by third parties and income from the foundation's assets, just to give you an idea. So let's take a look at the sponsorship programs here. As you can see, there are opportunities for academics in different stages of career. Let's see if I can make my pointer here. So we have sponsorship programs for different stages of careers, like for younger postdoctoral researchers and more experienced researchers, and then internationally renowned academics. And the programs are targeted at academics from abroad and also from Germany. So for each of these categories here, you have several options of fellowships and also awards that are granted by the Humboldt Foundation. All of this information here can be found in detail in the website of the foundation, which I'm going to present to you at the end of my talk. We're going to take a look at some details of them here. So first thing is, the question I mostly get is, how do I find an appropriate host in Germany if I want to go for a postdoc or for a visiting research stay, you know, if I am already an experienced researcher? So of course, my obvious tip is keep eyes and ears open to German scientists that you meet at conferences or any other scientific event, and then approach them, talk to them, and explore the possibilities. But you can also access network online lists of the more than 30,000 individuals throughout the world who have been sponsored by the foundation and who can offer an overview of possible hosts to you. The network online can be searched by name, host institute, subject area, location, or keyword. All you have to do is type in Humboldt network in Google, and you're going to have easy access to a list of more than 30,000 individuals throughout the world. So then just choose your country and get in touch with our Humboldt fellows. You can also use the names of the Humboldtians that a search turns up, and then you will be able to determine what their hosts were. Another option is to visit the Euraxis website. Here you can also find a list of websites that can help in finding a host institution. And finally, there is this Gerrit, German Research Institutions directory, that can also provide information on possible hosts, and it's very useful. So just to situate you, the origin of guest researchers is pretty much divided by like this. It changes a lot from year to year, but this is an average over 2015 to 2019. Because there are no quotas, no specific partition of fellowships and awards to each country, it is expected that these numbers will change, but as I said, this is only an average here. So this is the distribution. Europe takes a slice of about 34%, Asia 29%, North America 15%, and then the other places of the world go lower on the numbers. Now, the research fellowships granted to researchers from Central and South America, which is my region here, and this is just for your curiosity, because I think most of the audience in this forum here is not from Central and South America. This is how it's divided. Green stands for Humboldt Research Fellowships, and red, orange, stands for Georg Foster Research Fellowships. We're going to talk about these two here and see the differences of them. So these are just numbers for, out of curiosity, research fellowships granted to researchers from Brazil. So these are the number of applications year by year, and these are the number of actually fellowships that were granted. So since 2013, Humboldt has associated with CAPES, which is an agency that funds research and education in Brazil. So all the applicants in Brazil have to submit their applications to CAPES. So this is a partnership. But in the other countries, as far as I know, like India, you have to apply directly with the foundation in Germany. So this is just a detail. As you can see here, the number of applications, the ratio of approved fellowships to the number of applications is improving in the latest years here, but we still lack more applications with higher quality of science and people and capacity to improve these numbers. So this is what we call the CAPES Humboldt Research Fellowship Programs, and I'm going to use it as an example to tell you about the benefits and the characteristics here. But the fellowships that are granted directly by the foundation, like in other countries, they have the same characteristics. So the duration of sponsorship is 6 to 24 months for postdoctoral researchers, and if you are a more experienced researcher, then it's 6 to 18 months. And because at this stage here, you're often very busy with teaching, administration, and other things, then you may divide up your stay into 3 periods, which is very nice. The application period, of course, has to be found out in the website, because this is a characteristic for Brazil here. Fellowship amount ranges from 2,650 to 3,150, depending on your stage of career. So this is the Humboldt Research Fellowship benefits here. I want to go through this with you. So first thing is that the host institute in Germany is granted an allowance for research costs of 800 euros for research in the natural sciences and engineering, and 500 euros for humanities. And because the Humboldt Foundation is a very prestigious one, The hosts in Germany are usually very interested in hosting Humboldt Fellows. So besides getting the prestige of hosting a Humboldt Fellow, they will also get money to host you and to help with the expenses of the research. Fellows also receive a single lump sum to cover for the travel expenses to and from Germany, of course. And the foundation finances language courses for foreign academics coming to Germany, or also language courses for their marital partners. Fellows can also ask for an allowance for a research stay at a research institute in another European country for a designated period during the course of the fellowship in Germany. And as a rule, the total duration of the European research stay may not account for more than 25% of the estimated total time of sponsorship. Now, the alumni sponsorship programs includes further research stays in Germany, up to 3 months every 3 years. And the research group linkage program allows Humboldtians from developing countries like ours and from emerging economies to cooperate over a period of 3 years with a researcher working at a German institute, and additional cooperation partners in other countries as well. So in this alumni program, joint research projects can be receiving up to 55,000 euros for joint cooperation. Now, the Humboldt Foundation can also sponsor Humboldtians through materials resources such as book donations after their stay, equipment of a small size up to 20,000 euros, and also printing subsidies. The Alexander von Humboldt Foundation also provides financial support to Humboldtians who organize regional and specialist conferences. They are called the Humboldt Colleagues and are popular instruments for strengthening regional and specialist network. Any Humboldtian can apply for funds to organize such conferences with different topics. So here are the applications requirements. Normally, one first requirement is that applicants be above average in that they have a doctorate with above average success or comparable academic qualification, independent research experience documented by recognized academic publications, preferably in international journals, adequate language skills, a research outline that is agreed with the academic host, of course, and confirmation of the host institute that the research facilities will be available for the scientist. As a rule, candidates' chances are increased, of course, if they belong to the top group amongst their international peers, and the number of publications considered, of course, will vary according to the area, the field of research of the applicant. Now, what determines whether an application is successful is academic quality, not German language skills. In science, in particular, working groups function and publish in English. So in this case, it is not necessary to have a proven knowledge of German. English will suffice. However, if you're working on the social sciences, then it might be required that German knowledge is proven, because this might interfere with the success of the research. Experienced researchers should have their own clearly defined academic profile, and this means that they should usually be working at least at the level of assistant professor or junior research group leader, and be able to document independent research work over a number of years in a comprehensive list of academic publications with recognized independent profile. Now, besides the fellowships, Alexander von Humboldt Foundation also offers a number of research awards. For these research awards, you cannot be self-nominated. A partner in Germany, a scientific partner in Germany, has to nominate you, except for the Sofia Kovalevskaya Award, which is another possibility. This one is a different program where you can apply to establish your own research group in Germany for a period of 5 years. And then you can self-nominate yourself, but for all the other awards, somebody else has to do so. So the research awards are granted in different stages and in different modalities. So the foundation grants up to 100 Humboldt Research Awards annually to internationally eminent academics in recognition of their entire academic record to date. So the award winners are invited to undertake research projects of their own choice in Germany for approximately 6 to 12 months, and the award is valued at 60,000 euros. Now, another option is the Friedrich Bessel Research Award. These are granted approximately 20 per year to internationally renowned academics from abroad, also who have completed their PhD within the last 18 years in recognition of the outstanding academic performance of these researchers. So the value for this award here is up to 45,000. It depends what how the contribution is evaluated, but it's up to 45,000. And once again, I would like to emphasize here that the Alexander von Humboldt Foundation particularly encourages the nomination of qualified female academics, because the number of awards granted to female academics is very low at the moment. So please, ladies, more experienced researchers, this is a tremendous opportunity here. If you have a contact in Germany, you can talk to them and maybe they agree to nominate you for one of these awards based on your academic achievements. The Georg Foster Research Awards are granted to internationally established researchers from developing and transition countries. So this is also very interesting for our forum here. This is granted to all disciplines in recognition of their entire academic record to date. The award amounts to 60,000 euros again, and in addition, award winners are invited to conduct research projects of their own choice in Germany in close collaboration with a specialist. So the idea of this Georg Foster Award here is that you're going to be working on a project that will directly benefit the development of a certain area or a certain field in your own country. The aim here is to establish long-term partnership between the German institution and host and partner and your institution, so that this can bring substantial contributions to the development of the country. So to support the collaboration, the Humboldt Foundation may grant additional funding of up to 25,000 euros, particularly for participating in scientific conferences, additional material resources like specialized literature, scientific equipment, and so on. Other sponsorship programs that I would like to mention here is, for instance, the International Climate Protection Fellowships, which is granted for prospective leaders from transition and developing countries. They must be engaged in climate protection and be working in non-governmental organizations, public administration, politics, etc. And this is aimed at people who would like to conduct an independent project agreed with a host in Germany. So here are some more details on the application requirements. You have to have a completed first university degrees, less than 12 years previously to the application, clearly visible leadership potential in the area, extensive theme-related work experience, and you have similar benefits to the other fellowships, like a 12-month stay in Germany, extension of up to 3 months is possible, introductory seminar training courses, and language courses that are optional, of course, travel funds, and family allowances. Another interesting possibility is the German Chancellor Fellowships, aimed at outstanding prospective leaders from Brazil, China, India, and so on. from a broad range of areas such as politics and public policies, law, media, business, non-governmental sectors, and so on. So this fellowship here is aimed at potential leaders that are still young and seeking for opportunities. And finally, to end this talk, I would like to talk about the Humboldt Network alumni sponsorship and networking, which we are quite proud of. As I said, we have nowadays more than 30,000 Humboldtians worldwide. It's not so difficult to find this. As I said, you just type in Humboldt Network in Google and you're gonna get direct access to this. So this is the distribution all over the world, as you can see here. And the motto of the foundation is once a Humboldtian, always a Humboldtian. So from the very beginning, this was the hallmark of the Alexander von Humboldt Foundation. And it means that you're gonna have a lifetime relation to the foundation once you are a Humboldtian. So you have all these connections and long-term basis supports through the alumni sponsorship programs that I mentioned. And as a result, an active knowledge network of more than 30,000 Humboldtians has been laid across the world, over 140 states. So alumni sponsorships and international network happens through many ways, like further research stays in Germany, the research group linkage program that I had mentioned, the Humboldt Colloquia and Colleagues, which are these events that we can organize with extra funding from the foundation. And since 2002, Humboldt Foundation has also been investing and helping in the establishment of the Humboldt alumni associations in different countries. So I myself have been president of the Humboldt Club in Brazil for 2 years. And this is a very nice network, a local network in Brazil to connect the Brazilian Humboldtians. I am pretty sure that other countries like India also have these clubs, these associations of alumni. So it's nice getting in touch with them if you're interested. Well, as I am not exactly a staff person of Humboldt Foundation, I'm just an ambassador scientist, I might not be able to answer all your detailed questions. So here I'm leaving the contact information if you want to discuss very precise details that you cannot find in the website. But of course, I will be glad to answer any questions you might have and I can answer. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Wow, what a nice presentation on this prestigious international fellowship, Alexander von Humboldt. Dr. Andrea, could you please stop sharing this presentation? Yeah, so I take few questions from the audiences. For this Alexander von Humboldt, which is a very prestigious and I'm sure it must be a competitive fellowship, is there a special provision for women scientists?
No, there is no quotas, Charlene, for females, but there is a strong effort to increase the number of female participants. So that's why they have all these extra benefits that will make life easier for female participants.
There is another question from audience, and the audience is asking that for making the Humboldt Fellowship application, what one important tip or advice you would like to give if somebody wants to apply for it?
Right. I think one important tip is that you should, as the previous professor said, you should believe in yourself and you should emphasize your qualities as a person. You know, of course, it's important to have a good project, a strong, relevant theme of research, but you should really work on promoting yourself and the kind of scientist you are or you can become, because Humboldt Foundation is really looking into potential of people. That's what they're interested in. They are interested in helping you develop your full potential to become a top international scientist.
For Humboldt Foundation, is there any subject-specific selection that is being done?
You mean subject?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't get it.
Subject area. Do they look for the subject area?
Also, again, there's no quotas for disciplines. They will fund research in all areas of knowledge.
Yeah, there is one more question from audience. Can Indian apply for this fellowship? I think yes, of course.
Yeah, the most important thing is to identify a suitable host. You know, there must be a common interest for the host and you and the research that can be developed together in Germany. This is very crucial. So I would say the first thing is to identify the place where you want to work.
So does the place of selection or how strong the research area of the host is also being considered while selecting the application, or it is only the applicant's credentials are taken care, or also the host's credibility and achievements are also considered?
Absolutely. They will also look into the host profile. Yeah. And they will also check up if the host has conditions to really foster that research and if the institution agrees to the hosting and so forth. Yeah.
Wow, thank you, Dr. Camargo, and really, it is such a wonderful you being here, and our audiences are saying wonderful presentation. Some of them are also asking, Nancy Onjomo Otiono is asking, can you share the presentation? So it is up to you if you would like to share or not.
Okay, I can send that to you later. And I would really like to encourage, especially the female young scientists, to look into this opportunity. As I said, from my personal perspective, this was really a landmark in my career. You know, I think I grew a lot through this experience and this opportunity. And I think sometimes people get a little shy to apply for this because they think, you know, it's too prestigious, too high level. But I would like to encourage our female scientists to explore this.
Yeah, there are a lot of compliments for presenting such a wonderful opportunity to all of us. So thank you, Dr. Andrea. It is very nice to be here. Thank you so much. So dear friends, what a wonderful, fantastic, productive these 3 days have been. We started with identifying the reasons of lack of women scientists in academia, research institutions. We also discussed various ways to bring into more women in science. We gathered an information on various national fellowships women can take and to improve her contribution at an international platform through international opportunities. And our speakers shared advisors, especially to the early career women scientists, to believe in ourselves and believe in what we do matters for science and society. And most importantly, creating the network and finding a peer support and mentoring is another key. Be open and outspoken about the challenges that you face and helping each other. And finally, we all have to decide that this is our life, and we have to decide what things are worth fighting for and what others are not worth the time or energy. So I'm sure after all of these days discussions focusing directly on empowering women in science, we have gathered a lot of confidence, and we all are ready to embark on a new exciting journey which is full of amusement, success, ambitions, and many opportunities. With this, now I request Professor Mahanwar to sum up and present a vote of thanks for the day today. Professor Mahanwar.
Thank you, Shalini. It was a great session today also. We had 3 different sessions, and I think out of all these 3 sessions, definitely we could have we are able to encourage at least few ladies to go for various kind of programs, schemes, fellowships available worldwide. Because many speakers they given what are the various opportunities available worldwide as well as in India. And I think one of the job which have been now assigned by Dr. Shekhar Mande, that we should again organize such kind of same webinar where we can have 50% partnership of participation of men and women. I think that is what now you have to do the job, and where definitely I'll support you. Professor Padma also will be there to support that, and we may get good support from CSIR also for this particular thing. In all, I think all 3 days, all sessions are very good. We had very good speakers for all the 3 sessions who have shared their views, who has given some of the tips how to balance the career and the family life for the women, and what are the ways out, how to come out with. Today, Dr. Maha mentioned about how to balance it very systematically, that you write down points, what to do for a day, for a week, for a month, and for a year. I think that's how the things can, and that's how today we have very good speakers who given a lot of information about how to balance the career and the family life, as well as Dr. Mande has mentioned what are the opportunities available in the in India for young career women scientists. Dr. Andrea de Camargo has given what benefits or what kind of opportunity available in Germany as well as in Brazil. I think our participants definitely must be benefited out of what 3-day sessions we had. And I thank all the speakers who accepted our invitations and spared the time, valuable time, and given a lot of information. I thank specifically Professor M.M. Sharma, who has accepted our invitation as a chief guest, and he has given his own experiences during his academic career at ICT. I thank Professor Padma Devarajan for giving us encouragement in all these 3 days as well as earlier 2 programs. I hope she can definitely again give us more and more courage and opportunity to organize this kind of programs. I thank Professor A.B. Pandit, our Vice Chancellor, who always stood behind all of us for organizing this kind of activities. And last but not the least, I think even for last 3 days, we had maximum possible participants on YouTube as well as on Zoom. And definitely all these efforts are definitely due to your own efforts which you put in. I hope we can do this again, and again we can get many more people on the platform. Thank you, Malini. Thank you once again. Malini, over to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Professor Mahanwar, and thank you all the speakers, audiences, Professor Padma for wonderful help and everything. And I would like to announce that Dr. Shekhar Mande immediately has connected me with Atya Kaparia, and very soon we will be announcing the next important webinar that wherein men and women both will participate, and I'm looking forward all of yours participation in that webinar, and we will be in touch. And before I end, I would like to end this webinar with a very famous note of Marie Curie. Life is not easy for any of us, but what of that? We must have perseverance and above all, confidence in ourselves. We must believe that we are gifted for something and that this thing at whatever cost must be attained. And with this, I would like to say thank you all.